Is this thing on?
All right, let's get this show on the road.
Okay.
Idiot. Is this thing on?
Check. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Episode.
Recording in process. Welcome to episode number 7.
Episode number 7.
I can't believe we've gone this long.
It's crazy to me, actually. How's it going?
Good. It's been a crazy week. How about yourself?
Has it? I guess so. The beginning was. It's gotten more and more relaxed for me. Well, I guess somewhat, but
Somewhat.
yeah.
What? I know what you were up to. Tell the folks what you were up to this week. I like it.
So I made these canes, but which, by the way, I got feedback. First, I should say what the feedback was for. I made these canes for the Bengal Tigers. That's what they're called. The NFL team, for some event that they held MVP event. So the rewards that were given out. And I was given a very short deadline. So I had to give a talk in my first ever pure talk. Right. And then I gave a demo afterwards. And this was in Ohio, 3 hours south of me. So it so happened that I had to finish the carvings on the same day I had to give the talk, because they needed to meet me at the venue. The Tigers did, the marketing team, at the venue to get the canes or the stabs right after the speech, the morning after, the evening of the speech. So I had to. So I called Dougie here the day before I left, when I'd finally gotten the canes, and from shipping, and was trying to brainstorm a way to make them work, because when they came, they were too narrow, and I needed to carve these 2.5-inch tiger heads. And so he's like, glue up something. And I think I had already come to the glue up stage, but I couldn't figure out what the best way of holding them together was. And you said you got to put a dowel in there, man, even if it's just something you can find around. A pencil is better than nothing. So
Yeah.
Sure enough, don't tell the Bengals this, but I shoved a pencil in between.
That's right.
The wooden topper and the cane staff head. I made 2 of them, and I finished them at the venue after I gave the speech in the middle of this I don't know what it's called. It's like a recreated old town village museum thing, where people were walking around with top hats on, and I'm over there with electric carving tools. People are visiting with their kids, gawking at the fact that I've got chainsaws and electric burrs and stuff. It was pretty ridiculous.
Well, you're missing my favorite part of the story.
What's that?
Is that Alec FaceTimed me standing in this, it really was like an old Western town, pioneer town, right?
Yeah.
And you're standing on the road of this Western town all by yourself at 10 o'clock at night, carving a tiger, and nobody around. They left you there, and you were just standing there in this old-fashioned town, carving in the middle, lonely
all the time. I really genuinely was lonely. I felt like I was the last person in the world, because this town, of course, was fake, and no one's there once it closes. So the best part is when I called you at 10 at night. I don't know why I thought to call you that late, like you were awake. Not only were you awake, but you were carving something.
So I could be.
Yeah, you were carving something. So you were working on a lumberjack.
Yeah, that was hilarious. But I was actually envious. I love going to those old pioneer villages.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
We were dead afterwards that I didn't have that. I mean, we slogged through some of the museum, but I mean, I barely got any sleep, so I wasn't ready for it. I'm going back next month. I'll see it, but in person. But I was looking forward to seeing it too.
Like, I bet you they probably had a blacksmith working too.
They did. Yeah.
A volunteer blacksmith or something. Yeah. I like that stuff.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see you liking that stuff. Well, you have a lot of old world tools. Did you ever get that shoe? I think I've asked every podcast since you told me about it, but did you ever get that clogging knife?
The stock? No. It's I did get notification of it shipping.
Oh, that's good.
But that's a good sign, but that still means nothing coming from the Ukraine. It could be 2 weeks, could be a month. Mind you, I've had things come overseas in 2.5 days before. It's so weird.
Hmm.
So anyway,
Yeah, I don't know what it
yes,
is that makes that happen, but expedite, I guess there's all sorts of ways you can expedite shipping, but it's expensive to get.
yeah,
International shipping is, I bought a set of knives for $30 from China, and I think it was $70 to ship them from China.
from China.
Yeah,
I feel
$70.
bad when I buy something from China, A, because it's from China, but B, because shipping's like 250
Yeah.
on, so like, it's peanuts.
Oh,
I guess it
really?
depends. Oh yeah, so cheap.
Hmm.
So cheap. It's like you couldn't even buy a stamp for a letter here for the price of shipping a parcel.
Hmm.
But
I guess it depends on who you're buying from.
yeah, yeah.
They're probably marking these tools up based on, they're probably getting their money back in the shipping.
Yeah. So let's see
What
what else
about,
you've been up to. I know you've been up to something else, so
whoa,
I'll let
gosh, this is what happens when you ask me what I've been up to and you already know. You have to make sure I remember what I've been up to.
well, I want to hear the goods. I just know vaguely. So.
Uh, well, my bathroom's been out. And so I had my first ever shower, which was just an open pipe dripping water onto my body. It was a pretty awful shower, but I got my shower nonetheless. And my friend who I hired to do my bathroom is currently working on my bathroom. We set a deadline for 11 days, and it's I don't know, we're probably 5 or 6 days past that or something. So still no shower. And so that's been, a journey. But yeah, I can't complain, right? I can still bathe. I bathed the other night and I gave myself an ear infection, which is odd, but I've never had that happen before. But that's too much information. All
Yeah,
the,
that is.
it is, isn't it though? Yeah, and then the sauna, we buttoned the sauna up. My nice friend Jeff, he and I are talking about part 2 of our wood carving lesson, trade for sauna building skills. He might come back in a month or so if he has free time, but hopefully, because I have to find the time to get out there and build that thing, finish building it. But that's
So
it.
is that what's going to happen to me if I want to come down for a lesson? I have to work for
Oh,
it.
for sure. Yeah, there's no
Okay.
way it's free, especially not for
Uh,
you.
oh boy.
No, for sure it'd be free. But for no one else. So I hope nobody thinks that. But well, so what's going on in Dougie's world here and Dan Rather's world?
That's right. Well, I guess in YouTube land is where my life outside of work seems to happen. Unfortunately, it's been crazy again. Spent the whole weekend on the internet making videos and stuff. This week, I think I may have showed it on the previous podcast. I had made a lumberjack, kind of looking like me, and I wanted to make a smaller version to have an easy carve to make a tutorial on YouTube. So instead of the 6-inch lumberjack, I'll show the people on the video. Instead of making the 6-inch, I made a real simple 4-inch little
Oh,
lumberjack fella,
I love him.
and made the tutorial, edited it, got it uploaded and whatnot. But that was the weekend. But then something else has been in the background, and I'll take you on a little. I'll have to give you a little description of what I'm doing. YouTube Shorts. Do you know what the shorts are on YouTube?
I'm vaguely familiar. I haven't made
So
any. Is it like the
YouTube,
TikTok of the YouTube videos?
yes.
Uh-huh.
And in the past, they were kind of a nuisance because they would interfere with your videos. Like you make a real video that is short and it would mess up everything. But now YouTube has given the shorts their own area in YouTube. And it's nice because then it doesn't interfere with your regular videos. So anyway, the goal is to make a short video. And I've just been doing it with old footage because it has to be under a minute,
Mhm.
and just putting together some clips and making a short. And I probably put a dozen up last week, and they average, I don't know, about 7 to 10,000 views a piece. Not that fantastic, but not bad, I guess. But the goal is to make it to the shorts shelf, and the shorts shelf is where kind of like YouTube's recommended shorts. And so like when you're scrolling, that's what YouTube puts in front of you. You may have zero interest in it, but that's what they're recommending to everybody.
Okay.
So for some reason, one of my short videos of the 10, most of them were kind of half skillful carving type, but of the 10, YouTube decided to pick the most simplest craft video that I had put up there, and it was making an owl out of a few slabs of walnut, just walnut right off the tree. Like the tree had fallen over in the bush, which nobody knew about. So the video starts with me sawing a slab to make an owl, which is basically different sizes of cutoffs put together, and it's an owl.
Right.
And I mean, it looks kind of cute because the sapwood gives a different color. It's a white.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then the dark interior. But anyway, the funny part was that YouTube chose that one. And in the last 6 days, as of tonight, that video has over 6 million views.
Oh my God.
Of all the videos, it was this silly little, and I'm telling you, like, I'm not complaining at all. I think it's almost funny at this point.
Right.
But at the first 100,000, I was just getting all these negative comments like,
oh,
you are a tree murderer. You should be in jail. You should be killed.
what?
How dare you cut trees?
Why?
And stuff. You killed the owl tree to make a stupid looking
Did you
owl.
cut the tree down to make the project?
No. It fell over in the bush.
Oh,
it's just gonna rot. So
really?
I just cut
People
some
were being
slabs.
butts about it.
Oh, unbelievable. Even still, every other comment. I deleted it, like a couple hundred of the nastiest ones, and now today I was like, forget it, let it go. And it's just hilarious. But what was great about it was that I realized there's a whole world out there. Like, people are seeing that video who would never, ever even find me in a million years.
Right.
Like, but imagine like you're in Saudi Arabia, and this guy is cutting down this beautiful walnut tree. In their minds, I wasn't, but in your minds, they think I killed a tree to take one slice to make a walnut, and the tree can die there. Yeah. It's like cutting down the nut tree to get the nuts on the top of the tree, you know. And it's so
my
funny.
Gosh, why are people spinning these weird stories in their heads when it's not even close to what's happening?
Yeah, and I even pinned one comment saying that someone said, don't cut trees. And I said, what? Don't cut the trees that have fallen over on my property and my, and yeah.
Come on,
they
man.
Still, it's great.
Come on. That's so stupid.
But
it's really
anyway,
stupid.
Yeah. 6 million views on, I just wish it had been a million. And I just wish it had been a carving video, right? Not a silly little, like some of them said my 9-year-old could make that.
Right.
Like, well, yeah, probably.
Right. Well, of course. And that's probably what makes it so available, accessible to people, and why they're liking it so much, because it's simple and fun and it looks cool.
Yeah. But anyway, that was my excitement on the YouTube. But to add insult to injury, I was thinking the whole time as I saw the numbers just starting to creep up, like, oh, finally, all my work is going to pay off. Dougie's going to get paid. Right.
Ad revenue on that. On 6 million views.
6 million views. I learned very quickly when I started looking for the numbers that once it goes on the YouTube shelf, revenue is off. Oh, so I have a video, a short video, a 1-minute video that has 7,000 views that has made more revenue with 7,000 views than 6 million. So
that's sad.
So basically, that's a lot of abuse for a very,
geez, man.
Just for exposure, I guess.
What a roller coaster.
It was.
Emotions.
It was.
I mean, it's still pretty cool though, but you've got to be, that's a huge opportunity that YouTube should have never done that. I don't know why they turned the monetization off or sponsorships off for the.
I think just because it's so new still.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, but But anyway, like I said, not complaining. In fact, earlier in the week, I was going to delete the video. I'm like, I've had enough of this. Wow. You can only be called so many names, but then I just stopped reading.
Right. Yeah, that helps.
And I just said, actually, I'm going to let this go just to see what happens with it, or because I imagine it's just going to stop dead.
Yeah.
Once it goes off, it'll be over. You know what I mean?
Right. Sure.
So anyway, we'll see what happens. But
that's when people talk about going viral. My video went viral. I mean, I've, talking about 100,000 views or 10,000 views. 6 million is really, that's very much viral. That's crazy viral.
That is. And countries like, I know, like East, like India, and Indonesia, like I got a lot of comments, a lot of languages I have no idea what they're saying. I don't want to translate them because they're going to be calling me names in their own language. So
it's possible.
But yeah, that was great. That was a little bit of excitement in the YouTube game. So
what a journey.
Yeah,
that had to have felt good. I mean, it has to feel good though. 6 million views, regardless of monetization, is
well, no, it didn't feel good. It felt dirty. Like I didn't want it. Like I said, I wish it had been a carving video or something, not just a simple craft. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
It doesn't really represent me at all. I wish but anyway, so what I did today was put out hoping that maybe owl was the key term. I made a short video of carving an owl.
Hey.
So, but we'll see.
Hopefully that does the same thing, because it's not on shorts, of course. Now that better than that. Or it is.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Yeah. Oh, come on.
Yeah. Well, I just thought I might as well see if I can get on that train again with the actual carving video. Well, and at the end of that video, I said full tutorial on Doug Linker YouTube, because they don't, when they're scrolling, they don't even know where it's coming from. I don't believe half the time. Right. Like, they have to be really angry just to stop to write a comment, because the next one they could be watching giraffes and monkeys. You know what I mean? Like, it's just random. So yeah.
What motivates people to do that? The negative comments. I don't understand how unhappy you have to be I know we talk about it every show, but how could you be so unhappy in your life that you have to make other people unhappy? Because that's what it is. No one if you see an owl craft carving, how can that get you emotional?
I used to be a lot madder when it started, but the more I thought about it, the countries that I'm seeing, I'm trying to put myself in their shoes,
right? And
saying, like, they said, if I cut a tree in my country, I would be in jail. So maybe they're just jealous of my richness of trees or something, or just can't imagine having the luxury of having a tree to cut.
Yeah, like you were saying, like the Saudi Arabian desert people, wishing that they could. They've never seen a tree, maybe, right?
Yeah, and oh well. But then, like I said, I made that tutorial, and I don't know. I wanted to ask you what you thought about the free tutorials versus paid tutorials. So I make free content on YouTube, of course, again, beginner level.
Yeah.
But when people pay your school, this is just, we're just talking, I'm just thinking off my top of my head, like just comparing the two, like I still get grief on a free tutorial and how I should be doing it better. I should be providing PDF files and plans. And on top of it all, I get 200 emails of people wanting personal coaching along the way. It's all for free.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, people pay you for your tutorials.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they don't talk about the quality of your video, what you look like.
Right.
All these things. And they don't ask you for more.
Right.
It's so funny. But
so yeah. Sorry if I interrupted you.
No.
But no, there's not. I've not done a whole lot on YouTube, but I am shocked at how rude people are on YouTube. You definitely don't get that level of rudeness with the school. And part of it is, we've talked about this, is the anonymity of YouTube. You can create an account and hide behind some username.
Exactly.
And with, that's totally, it's like road rage. It's like you're driving around and getting angry at people because they can't see past your tinted windows. You would never act that way in a coffee shop with the guy next to you if he cut you off, got in line in front of you. Some people would, but most people would just say, "Hey, excuse me, sir. I think you're, if that, you're in my spot." Most people I would ignore it. So people generally, because they're signing up for the school and subscribing to the forum and doing all that stuff, they're not being rude. And their emails are attached to their Gmail accounts are attached to their emails. And so people are, I would say they do get pissy though, when you screw with their money. Right. Like if people think, like, some folks don't understand that my online school, that what's drawing from their account is the robot and not me. And so some folks, I will say a certain type of person, usually older, doesn't understand that the robot's drawing. So they get angry at me if they forgot to cancel their subscription. Okay. Right. That's the one that I've been getting. I've gotten a handful of those recently. And those are the worst, because everything, no matter what you're doing, stops and you have to respond to because those people think you're stealing from them. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I have to, no matter what, I'm on a date with my girlfriend, I can't sit with that on my conscience. So I have to go and type out this long email. "I'm so sorry, ma'am, that, I have a robot that pulls from your account, and no, I don't think you canceled successfully, and I will, cancel and refund the difference," all that stuff. Yeah. But people just get like, this is piss poor business to be doing, and it's like, I don't know your account info. So you get that, and I could find other things to complain about, but on the whole, there is something about that, like you're saying, that psychology.
Well, we should be clear too that the listeners to this podcast, we're not talking about you.
Oh my gosh, no, we haven't gotten anything like that.
No, and we wouldn't. Impressive though, and I'm sure that the people that are listening to us are not the ones. These are our friends. Right. It's the fringe that can just take and give me as much as I can get.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. Our fans are the best. I've never, I've so enjoyed reading the emails we get from people. Today we got one from a Welsh professor who said that he likes to listen on his lunch break in between lecture.
I wanted to read that at the beginning because I thought, this is so nice. The way he described it as light, right, not heavy. I thought exactly what we were going for.
Correct.
We weren't going for some brainiac fancy talk. It's just two dudes talking, and I love that he caught that or described us as that. So that was nice. Yeah, for sure, that was good.
That was great. Yeah, I almost want to find it, but I probably should move on.
Nice light fodder.
Oh, should I read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
From about halfway.
Okay. Let's see. Please keep it going. I absolutely love the podcast. Being a full-time lecturer in a university here in Wales, UK, I found listening to your show on my lunch break so rewarding. I just need some light listening, real life content, and humor in my working week. And you guys hit the spot. There you go.
Yep. I totally
made
get
my
that.
Life.
When I sit down at nighttime, when I finally sit down to relax, I don't want to watch a documentary about something. I don't want to watch some serious drama. I just want to laugh.
Right.
I want something that's humorous or funny or light.
So do you look in the mirror, or what is the?
Yeah, that's right.
No, that's me. That's what I do. I'm projecting.
I'm not quick enough with a good comeback. He'll come to me later. Don't worry.
I gave you one. It basically is the worst comeback ever. No, you.
So that's where we're at. We're all caught up. You're shaking.
I just bumped my camera. Yeah, I hit my camera.
I do have some questions that I've written down from our Gmail. And by the way, tell the listeners what our Gmail address is, please and thank you.
All right. It's coffeeandcarvingshow@gmail.com.
That is correct.
Yes.
Do you know how
I'm still worried.
Do you know how I went back and changed the Gmail in all of the videos past to put them on the right Gmail?
Yes.
After you fill that out?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what I found today on our actual YouTube channel?
Oh, come on.
True story. Coffee and carving at Gmail.
Did I really? Did I really have it in there that way?
Yeah, you did. I just changed it.
Oh gosh.
I feel bad for the person who has the coffee and carving Gmail.
Oh, I am sorry, folks.
So
I was homeschooled. Does that help? Give you context?
No.
I learned to spell yesterday. I don't know. Please.
No. Still not good enough.
Anything.
So anyway, if they wrote coffee and carving show at gmail.com. If you have written to coffee and carving and wondered why we have not responded, it's because there is no such email that we know of, and you may be emailing somebody else. So
stop emailing them.
Yes, coffee and carving show.
I still have the email from my first ever entrepreneurial endeavors, my first ever business. It's called, my buddy, actually the guy who's working on my bathroom right now, we started it together, called it God's Granola. It's a granola bar company we wanted to start. So we bought like 100 pounds of oats and 50 pounds of dark chocolate from the Mennonite shop up north. And we borrowed my mom's car to drive up there and get it. And we experimented late into the wee hours of the night in my dad's barn, making all these recipes, heavenly granola, right? It was we had, what did we have? Goji berry. We bought all these expensive ingredients and made granola bars. And then we just gave up on it within about 3 weeks. And I kept the Gmail because I thought it was hilarious.
I want to hear more about this. What was the thought process that you're going to go and you're going to package them?
Yeah.
Or are we going to go to the flea market and sell them as
right? No, really. I mean, I had already been
bags. Or how old were you?
These warm granola bars
in a Ziploc bag,
condensation
sandwich bag.
Yeah, they're wet. No, it was 16 or so. I think 15 or 16. I was old enough to have my license, so it must have been 16.
Yeah.
And I sent somebody, the Bengals, I sent them an email today, and they said, we think we got some spam unless it's from you. It says God's Granola. And I said, no, that's it. And they just sent laughing emojis after laughing emojis, like crying face.
Hey, earlier in the show, you called the team the Bengal Tigers.
Oh gosh, the Bengals. Son of a gun.
You were such a sports fan. It's crazy. Yeah.
I love the Bengal Tigers, man. My team, the Cleveland Bengal Tigers.
The Cleveland Bengal Tigers team of basketball or football. It's that ball that has the points on the ends, right?
Yeah, the pointy balls.
The pointy balls, yeah.
I love that game. Well, come on. I come from Detroit. Our Lions aren't anything to watch. So it's not like I came from an environment that was conducive to sports, or football at least.
Oh, I know nothing. All I know is we have the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Ottawa Senators for hockey.
Yeah.
I know that our basketball team, which something about a dinosaur Raptors.
Yeah.
But I know they did good a couple years ago.
Okay. More than I knew.
That's all I got.
Have you played hockey much?
No, I'm a okay skater, but that's mainly due to playing pond hockey.
Yeah. Right.
But I never played on a team.
No.
Kind of the farm boy type stuff. All my friends in school were hockey teams and stuff, and I was doing chores and
a hobby farm,
milking the goat. Yeah.
Almost as cool as hockey.
That's right. But yeah, I know we played a lot of pond hockey. In fact, the bush where I always hang out and shoot my videos on our property is the same bush from when I was a kid. And we had winters where it would actually flood right across, and we could just skate all through there. It was fantastic. Me and my buddy neighbor, and we had a great time back there. Yeah. And we had a pond, which we'd always test the limits of too early and end up wet.
Yep. Put your foot through. Yep.
Yep. That's your leg, if not your whole body.
Right.
Yep.
So. Yeah. We're just far enough north to where hockey's a big deal here too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not, for those of you who don't know, we're you know, of course Doug is from Canada, as you know, and but I'm in Detroit, so I'm just an hour drive from the border, if that.
Yeah, when people don't understand, Southern Ontario, there's like 3/4 of the northern states that are farther north than I am.
Right.
Like Southern Ontario really dips down in between the Great Lakes there. Yeah. And yeah, I'm more south than a lot of the north of the states. So
it's right. It's true.
No, I'm not talking Alaska. I'm talking all the even Michigan. even Michigan goes way farther north than I am.
Yeah, the UP. So, I mean, northern Michigan, the UP, all of that. Yeah. So you're not quite as country as we think you are.
No, I'm all cornfields. Mm-hmm. That's why it takes me 6-hour drive to go camping in a boreal forest.
Right. So yeah, we're probably more heavily wooded than you are, I bet, up even here.
There, for sure you are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So this new thing you wanted to introduce.
Yeah, I thought well, we keep asking for people to send us questions and emails and whatnot, and we appreciate them, but then we should probably acknowledge them. So we're gonna start a new section called the mailbag.
The mailbag.
The mailbag. We need a little jingle for the mailbag.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Oh, I've got it. I'm gonna go get my jingle maker.
Okay, you get your jingle maker, and I'll get the questions ready.
It's good for audio and visuals.
I'm trying to figure out what a jingle maker is. Oh, there it is. A string jingle maker.
Probably out of tune, but let's see what we can do here.
Get all your excuses out early.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of tune. I never play.
Yeah, I never play anymore. I'm not out of practice.
This is this big opportunity he's been waiting for 2 months. Mailbag. There you go. That works.
All right.
Let's do this in like a more of a rapid fire. First thing that comes to your head. Stan Nelson wants to know, is there a style of carving that you appreciate more, or is there kind of a respect scale in the carving world? So basically, is one type of carving better than others?
Yes.
Or yes.
There are awards given out by the National Institute of Wood Carving, stickers per se, that are gifted to you as soon as you reach a certain level of carving standard. And so I've been given the just above the intermediate sticker, which is a blue sticker, which is says intermediate / advanced. And that's the sticker. Right. And you probably, which one, you know, so I don't know if you've been given the sticker in Canada, but that's what we have here.
No, I did not. So my answer would be no, absolutely not. Whatever you like. Now, in the art world, I always like that story that you told me about how you were at a show at one time with the bark, and it's like such a sad thing that you were so happy. You're always happy with your work and you're proud of your carvings.
Sure.
And some famous egotistic artist came to you and said that you should try carving that in real wood.
It's true. Right? Oh yeah, that's happened more than once. Yeah, of course.
Every time I've heard that story, I go, "Aw." Aw.
Yeah, it's just, just that they put you in your place, those people.
Yeah. And so you want no part of those people. That's my stand on it.
Yeah.
So I think whatever makes you happy, and they're obviously absolutely unequivocally absolutely not a respect scale, or should there be?
Right.
It's just,
it's just fun.
I was I gotta eat my words a little bit too, because I remember saying a couple weeks back that you should always be growing and learning as you carve.
Yeah.
But on the same hand, if you're happy with what you're doing, you don't have to either.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel guilty for
There
not
you go.
learning new things. If you're happy sitting on the porch and whittling, good for you.
Yeah. What's more important than to enjoy the passing of time?
There you go.
That's what it's
So
all about.
I'm going to say no. Now, personally, what is your favorite type of carving?
I like the I like all kinds, but
no,
I like the architectural stuff right now. That's what I'm digging. You know, the people that do the wood door frames that are all intricately, you know, like the leaves and the tree branches, the owls hiding in them, and the birds and the worms. And I love Patrick Burke. I love this girl named LP Woodcarver on Instagram. I love her work, at least. I've never met her, but she's a fantastic carver. There's a lot of folks that do really beautiful. Um, Even Fred Cogulo does some amazing relief carving, but you know, Alexander Grobovetsky, those guys blow my mind.
Oh, that I know that name. Yeah, he'll do like wall plaques that are just like, how did you do that?
I don't even
like just
he does it all by hand. Every single component of his carvings, he's not roughing it out on a bandsaw. He's using gouges that are like, I don't know, 4 inches wide. And
I love that.
I'm, you know, it's I don't know why I wanted to make him sound like Arnold, because I just use the chisel, and and then afterwards I go to the gym because it's not enough of a workout. But he's very strong, apparently.
I don't know why I like that better. It's not right or wrong.
Yeah,
but I do appreciate that.
Right.
That's why I ordered a stock knife. I would like the round heads of the carvings, just without turning on the bandsaw.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe it's just
it's better for you anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just quieter. I think I just need more quiet.
Yeah. Well, the dust and the power tools. It's overrated.
So on my turn around on me, I would say I still love
this section brought to you by Kutzall Burrs. I do love Kutzall, but on a separate note, you said this is why your favorite is which category of carving?
I'm thinking still the flat plane.
Really?
I like the flat plane carving. Yeah. I don't know. It could just be the phase of the day or the year.
Yeah.
I am really gravitating your way.
Yeah.
In a sillier way.
Right.
Like not as artistic, but always a little goof in it. Like like I showed last week, like Frankenstein and Ron Swanson.
I love that guy. Can you just pull him out again? I love Frankenstein.
Yeah. Okay.
I love him so much. I feel like he made our last podcast 100 times better just for him showing up.
I may actually do a video, just like an entertainment video, because it's coming up to Halloween. I may do him again. That's my awesome. Frankenstein.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I'll show you Ron anyway, just for
dude. So, it's a solid Ron.
But yeah, I do love the flat plane, but I am gravitating towards the bark carving too, or just the bigger faces, I should say. Wood spirits too. Like I honestly believe I could possibly just carve wood spirits the rest of my life and be content.
Right?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. I don't know. I just love it.
Yeah.
So. All right. That rapid fire. That was
gosh, we're screwing this up.
Oh, this is for you. Chester wants to know, when did you know or feel like you were a next level carver and you're confident enough to teach?
What? This is for me. I don't think so, buddy. You're not off the hook here just yet. I'll go first, but you're not off the hook.
I'll give it an answer.
Well, then you go first. How about that?
Well, my answer is I never felt confident to teach, but I did feel confident to show people who didn't even know what I knew something different. So I never went at it as a teacher. In fact, my first videos were silent, just carving to show the bushcraft guys something different. So that's how I started. And then I just showed a little bit at a time more. So I didn't get to a place of I'm a professional carver, because I'm not, and I'm still not. And so now I just it's fun that people have watched me grow.
Yeah.
Like I never reached the point and said, okay, now I can teach.
Right.
It's like I started very simple and continued very simple, but in my time away from the videos, I would do something maybe a little bit more complicated for myself. But yeah, even a simple little woodsman carving to do the tutorial, I'm still not confident. That's why I'd have to do a couple, 3 before I do that one on video, because I have to know where I'm headed and where I'm going, because I haven't made 2,000 of them.
Right.
But I have made 3 or 4 before the video just to be able to teach it. So
yeah, but I think I'm with you on all of that, the whole of it, really. I think I mean I think about it because I guess I've had to make a lot of carvings to sell, because that's what I've done for a living, and I'm pretty well into my adulthood now. So I've had a house and a mortgage and bills, and
yeah. But to be fair, you started teaching before puberty, right?
actually, the embarrassing part is yes, and I was 16 and I hadn't hit puberty yet. My cousin, in fact, the other day, I convinced her that I hadn't yet hit puberty. My cousin Joni, she I shouldn't have said her name because I'm picking on her now, but I said, Joni, she's like, you were a late bloomer. I said, did you know I actually haven't hit puberty yet? And she said, really? And I said, no, Joni, I've hit
puberty. Look at that beard on him.
Yeah, right. Full luscious beard. No.
Look at the whiskers on that guy.
Yeah, a couple of whiskers,
but no, you did start teaching very ridiculously young.
Yeah.
For a carving teacher.
Yeah. Well, no doubt. Yeah, I acknowledge that my trajectory was pretty unusual, especially in the wood carving world, where most people start when they're 60, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you were teaching at 16.
Right. Yeah, I was teaching at 16. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was, yeah. So I had a weird, but up until that point, I was doing, like the farmers markets and whatever art shows I could get into, and carving a bunch. So I had no idea what I was doing, and it was so bad my first class. And although I enjoyed it, and it seemed that everyone pretended to, I didn't get another gig until months later, years later. So, but I learned from teaching a bunch, and I still don't fully feel like I know exactly how I want to teach, but I have more confidence now just from having done it so much, and learning from other people's feedback and what people respond to. And yeah.
Hey, Google, what's the definition for rapid fire answers?
You know what? Oh, is it? Are we done yet? Have we gotten into the first question?
Yeah, it's the second one. Yeah.
Oh, good. It's not bad.
Maddie wants to know, what do you do when friends and family buy you carving tools that you know that you'll never use or that you don't want? My take on this is exactly what I see, that someone goes to the Harbor Freight or the Princess Auto, buys this 5-pack made in China tools, and say, I know you want to be a wood carver, here you go. What would you do? What do you say to them?
You've hired a blacksmith to get them sharp, first of all, and then you get them suckers into your wood.
Steel's no good. It'll never get sharp or stay sharp.
Well, you can temper it yourself. That's what the blacksmith does. Yeah. They're horrible.
I've never been in that position. I kind of trained everybody that I don't like cheap tools, and people are always afraid to buy stuff for me, with the exception of Alec and a viewer of mine.
Oh man, what's his I'm forgetting his name to give him credit.
After coveting this tool of Alex and it being out of not out of stock, not made anymore.
Right.
They found one in a old stock in a store, and they had the kindness to buy it and send it to me, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
And that's probably the only carving tool that was been bought from me.
Right.
So
people know better. Gosh, yeah. I wish I could remember the guy's name who I'll think of it. Oh, wait, I just had it. Dean, I can't remember his last name, but
thank you, Dean.
There you go.
Shout out to Dean.
Dean is the man. He's such a nice guy. But he was so excited to give you that. Am I supposed to answer it? No,
You
with exception to my cousin giving me a nice, he actually did good. He went to the right store and everything, but I don't think I've ever used the tool. I'm looking at it right now, and it's up at the farthest outer corner. I call that magnet strip up there in the far right, outer Siberia. That's my outer Siberia magnet strip where my cousin's tool is. So I'd never use it.
Nobody can see that.
Well, I'm still pointing to
audio. Okay. I'll narrate. Alex is now pointing to the far corner of.
You call me Alex.
What's your name?
All right, Dan.
Sorry, Arnold. Arnold is pointing up to the corner.
Anyway, the whole point of this is it's never works out. So don't buy woodcarver's tools unless they tell you which ones they want.
That's right. Rich wants to know if we can do demonstrations on these podcasts. Sorry, Rich. Like we said at the beginning, this is really a talk format at this point, at least. Mm-hmm. And we are just as much audio as we are video. So the video is just like an extra for those who don't know. Basically, it's for those who don't know about the podcast platforms and have nothing better to do than to look at Alex's face and listen to us talk. So we kind of feel sorry for them on video.
Sorry about that.
So we can't really do demonstrations when there's more views audio. At this point, we could decide to go full video, and then the sky's the limit. We could do anything. But at this point, we're sticking to audio and video, but we can't do the demonstrations. And we're keeping it light. It's all about keeping it light.
Yeah. So sorry about it.
Barbara wants to know where do you buy your carving tools?
Oh, I don't buy a lot of carving tools. I have too many now, but
where
estate sales.
Where have you then? Yeah, estate sales.
Yeah, for me, estate sales, garage sales. I order through Stubuy direct. I sell Stubuy so as well. So needless to say, I go through them. But that's it. What about you?
Well, you say you sell Stubuy. People could contact you for a set,
right? Yeah, checks in the mail, by the way, for that little plug. But yeah, I have a five piece set. Okay. No, I'm just teasing. I have a 5-piece set with them that I sell. It's basically just I curated 5 tools that I use every day, and then came to Stubuy and said, "Hey, let's partner up." And so we have a deal together now. So we call it the Lacasse Stubuy set, and that's on my Alec Lacasse, aleclacasse.com website. Buy it now.
Well, that's good to know. I like Chipping Away is my store.
Yeah,
that's just down the road for me. Well, down the road, hour and a half or 2. But I buy a lot of stuff from Chipping Away, and they've been great to deal with, and they're super friendly and nice.
Yeah.
And I've also ordered stuff from Treeline in the States. Treeline is a carving supply store. So, yeah.
I've never heard of them.
Yep. They got lots of stuff too.
Well, that's good to know. Treeline.
Treeline. And Chipping Away.
All right.
You know what? One more.
Okay.
And I'll actually take this one too.
Please.
Pug, cool name. Pug Dillman wants to know about staining basswood. Why his is always blotchy and gross. What's your thoughts on that?
No, please, because I'm not. You're far more an expert on basswood than I am.
Well, it's not even about basswood. It's about any wood, really. Oh. So, say you're staining a piece of trim. That trim is uniform with the grain, whatever. It's usually pretty good. Even for that, they sell a pre-stain conditioner that kind of seals the more open pores.
Yeah.
And gets a smoother color. So if say you take your carving, the arms are going to be the same, probably staining. The front will be the same. Back, you start getting into the top of the shoulders, the top of the head. Now you're looking at the end grains, and that absorbs the stain in a totally different way. For the same reason, I run linseed oil over before I even do a light painting, just to try and get a little bit more even coating. So, yeah, if you want to use a pre-stain, if you're just staining your carvings, I would recommend that.
You heard it here, folks. Pre-stain your carvings. That's a good idea. It makes sense to me.
So,
I like to seal
Well,
before I paint them.
Yeah, I should say my terminology right or not, but it's not pre-stain. I think it's a pre-stain conditioner.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
They'll know what it is at the paint store.
Right. Yeah. They'll know what's going on. And really, you could use well, don't quote me on this, but if you're stains, I don't know about, but with any sort of thin down paints, which I think mostly is what stains are, you can use like a coat of any of like a lacquer or a shellac, and that'll even keep things from getting too out of being uniform. The help, at least. Maybe I'm wrong.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
No, because when you put a polyurethane on, you're actually sealing the wood.
Right.
Polyurethane is actually stopping you from being able to stain it.
The stain is the issue, right?
Right.
So it penetrates. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want the oil because that seals the pores, but it also doesn't do it so that there's no room for the stain to absorb in.
That's right.
Right. I see. So you want, okay, stand corrected. See, I don't stain things. I don't know much. I shouldn't speak over my skills, over my knowledge, rather.
Yeah. Well, it's just, it's the same as like putting water-based paint over a painted surface.
Right.
It's not that easy.
Right.
But that's our questions for the week.
Well, the one caveat, so you can seal with lacquer or a shellac or something if you're using a thin down oil paint. That's the one caveat. But as far as stains, I don't know. Probably not.
Back in the day, before like the oil finishes and whatnot, we used to always use a sanding sealer. I used to love sanding sealer. It was the pre-varnish, and it would you'd take steel wool.
Oh yeah.
And sand your trim. Back in the day, we always used mahogany trim. This is in the 80s.
Yeah.
We were trimming houses. A lot of houses were mahogany still, and so you would stain them, then put sanding sealer on, sand the sanding sealer, and then it was just a beautiful smooth, but it was so soft. Like it just felt so soft. And then you put the varnish on. But you don't hear about sanding sealer anymore at all.
Yeah, it's true.
So.
Yay.
I think we should be winding her up with what have you been watching, what have you been learning type of,
this
ending. Yeah.
Well, this will be short for me. Just started Blood Meridian, a book by Cormac McCarthy. I'm, I don't know, 10 pages in, and it's very graphic and violent, and I'm scared and I don't sleep well at night. So that's it for me.
Sounds great.
Back to you.
Let me ask you a question. Why are you reading that book?
My Navy SEAL buddy, who's super manly and cool, introduced me to it, and I want to be super manly and cool too, so reading it now.
Yeah. So, but would you walk into a bookstore and just pick a book random, or would you have to have it recommended?
I'm the kind of guy that needs somebody to tell me it's good before I read it. 2 people. My rule is usually I need to hear it at least twice.
Okay, good. Because I didn't know when you said that. I was like, how did he come up with that book?
It doesn't really fit, but it's pretty interesting.
Now he's scared in his bed at night.
Yeah, I'm just shaking. What about you?
So I found another new podcast. Super excited.
Ooh.
It is the Woodworking Talk Show with Steve. I wrote down Steve Ramsey. And Steve Ramsey is like a pioneer of woodworking YouTube videos. He's been there since the beginning almost.
Really?
And so he's gone off on his own and done a podcast, and it's really, really good. I recommended you before, the Making It podcast with Bob Claggett and Jimmy Dresta.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, I forgot the Make Something name, but this is kind of the same vein, only it's a little bit more YouTubey. So like I've listened, well, it's not, I take that back right away, because today I listened to Roy Underhill.
Oh, right.
Roy Underhill.
The farthest thing from YouTube. PBS-y.
Right. So I guess TV is or just public space, but I listened to Roy Underhill and Jimmy Dresta, 2 separate ones today, and they're fantastic. I loved them. I love finding podcasts that are right in that sweet spot, like the Making It podcast and now the Woodworking Talk Show. Yeah. So love it.
Yeah, I'll check those out. Still have yet to get into Making It fully. I've listened, I think, maybe 1 episode, but I didn't complete it. I've got my favorites and I need to revisit.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to just feed my brain, keep my brain focused.
Right. Yeah.
When I like my podcast in the past, because I do work by myself pretty much 12 hours a day, and I always just have AirPods in while I work, and I'm always listening to something. But I find that I'm all over the place. I'm so far all over the place. So I love to keep things like, tonight I'm going to carve something or make something, and let's just keep that train going right through the workday, and I can learn something along the way.
Yeah. So, I like that too.
Yeah. Well, I think we're just about out of time here, and that's a good little chat.
It was. Thanks for doing it.
Yeah. So, as usual,
thanks for showing up to our podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks for showing up and keeping it going. Hey, why not, if it's in your nature, to share it with a friend yourself? If you like this kind of thing, we're kind of we're new, and it's hard to put any real advertising out or start like even Instagram, because what is a conversation to show in a picture form?
It's just another screenshot of us in the same spot.
So it's very hard to advertise other than word of mouth. So you can't speak if you don't hear. So thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking around for episode 7.
We appreciate the response too. It's been awesome.
Yeah. My name's David.
I'm Dan.
Oh, you're Dan now.
Correct.
And we'll catch you next week on episode number 8.
Catch you on the flippity flip. Take your vitamins, everybody.
Thanks, guys.